Good afternoon. This is the Cobis presentation for the PMO Global Alliance. Cobis is located in Quito, Ecuador. I am the presenter, William Rieg, and the lead nominator for this certification or award is Dolores Guerrero, that leads the PMO office in Cobis. What is the history or the overview of Cobis? What is our legacy? Well, Cobis is a company that has existed for over 60 years. In 1953, Cobis was formed under the name Macosa. Macosa was an official NCR distributor in Ecuador for cash registry machines. They were sold all across Ecuador, but principally in the cities of Guayaquil and Quito. The cash registry machines from NCR were very successful, and Macosa continued to distribute them for many years throughout Ecuador. In 1975, Macosa saw the opportunity to investigate and to start developing its own software, and it created a closed system named Labis. This software was designed for financial institutions, specifically banks, and was installed in more than 50% of the Ecuadorian banks. This was a huge success for the company, and it positioned Macosa as the leader in software development in Ecuador. In the year 1990, this closed system named Labis is transformed into a new version of the software named Cobis. It's an open software. This version of the software, the upgraded version, we could say, continued to sell throughout financial institutions and banks in Ecuador. It was built upon the database Sybase, and it began to sell internationally. It was sold to an institution in Panama named FEDPA, and after that was sold throughout Latin America. In the year 2005, Cobis Systems was founded with headquarters in the United States in the Dulles Corridor. We call it the Silicon Valley of the East. In 2013, we received global recognition by Gartner, and Cobis Systems was positioned as a leader of software development. Being in this quadrant, Cobis Systems was competing against very large multinationals throughout the world. Our geographic locations are spread across 6 countries in the American continent. We have offices in the United States, where our headquarters are in Virginia, next to Washington, D.C. We have offices in Mexico, in Panama, El Salvador, Colombia, Bogota, and in Ecuador we have 2 offices. One in Guayaquil by the ocean, and another one in Quito, in the capital of Ecuador. As I mentioned, we have 6 offices in 6 countries. There are over 500 employees working for Cobis across 15 countries, and we currently have 75 installations in financial institutions across the American continent. These logos are some of our current clients. We have renowned and global brands like Citibank or HSBC. We also have large individual banks like Davivienda in Colombia or Banco General in Panama, that is the largest financial institution in the country. Banco Macro in Argentina, Banca Mia in Colombia, Bancaribe, that is one of the most important banks in Venezuela. We have FNA, that is the Fondo Nacional del Ahorro in Colombia. Banco Agrario in Colombia, that is one of the banks that has most offices across the country. We have Banco Bolivariano in Ecuador. In Peru, we're Banco de Crédito, runs in our software. Ban Rural is in Guatemala. Banco Hipotecario is in Argentina. Rabobank and Global Bank are in Panama. These are only some of the financial institutions that have trusted to install and work with Cobis and have had our software running for many, many years and are very, very satisfied. This is an overview of the PMO office structure and our goals. The project management office sits underneath the quality and processes management, and it is also sitting next to the quality management office that also sits under the quality and process department. So let's review the goals of the project management office. These goals are to raise, document, maintain, and promote the improvement of processes related to projects with the purpose of generating value to our clients and delivering quality products and services. Another goal is keeping the processes related to projects. Also, continuous methodological support of the projects of the organization, as well as to perform quality assurance of the processes executed in the projects. Also, coordinate business portfolio that allows the strategy to be executed. And finally, maintain certifications related to projects such as PMP, SAFE, ITIL, and CMMI. You know what PMP is, so I will continue with SAFE. SAFE is a framework focused on software development, and it is designed to allow the alignment between strategy and execution of the company. ITIL is a framework designed for software development firms aimed at providing a standard of quality, and we achieve this by delivering better solutions to our clients. And finally, CMMI is focused on software development. Now, let's move on to the goals of the Quality Management Office. These goals are to raise, document, and promote the improvement of the institutional processes. Also, to be custody and maintain the quality management system. As well, to maintain the quality certifications of the company, such as ISO 9001-2015 and ISO 27001-2013 that is in process of implementation. And finally, to conduct quality audits to the processes that are executed in the different areas of the company. Now, we're going to review the history of the PMO office. The history of our PMO office begins in 2008 when we received a strong demand from our clients to have our project managers certified with the PMP certification that is awarded by the PMI Institute, and it guarantees quality and processes in the project management office. We also saw an internal demand and urge to follow the best industry practices. For this reason, in 2009, Cobis took the firm decision to create the PMO office in charge of project management leadership. That would be the steward of this project management leadership and could not only make sure that we are working according to the guidelines set by PMI, but also delivering quality projects to our clients, as well as giving support to all the project managers within Cobis in any and all of their needs. The person assigned to lead the PMO office is Dolores Guerrero. In the year 2010, we saw the need to create and to develop a new process to implement the Cobis software. In order to do that, we created a work plan based on industry best practices, such as CMMI, PMBOK, and RUP. This work plan that was elaborated in 2010 is the work plan that we have been using as a guideline through these years, with the objective always of being certified as CMMI Dev. That same year in 2010, we implemented the project management tool, Project Server 2010. This was a huge advantage for the company because all projects could upload their structure and their project to the project server, and we had a centralized unit to oversee and to control and manage all the projects of the company. This same tool has allowed us to store all documentation for every single project, as well as all the intellectual property of the company. Also, that same year, the Unified Process of Cobis, PUC, is created. It is based on RUP for the areas of engineering and PMBOK for project management to assist projects of development, implementation, evolutionary maintenance, and corrective maintenance. That same year, Scampi B of CMMI is executed, and they value us in level 2. This is very important for Cobis because it gave us kind of a better understanding of where we were and what we had to do to get to the next level. And that's what we did. Just to emphasize the events that took place in 2010, I want to make sure that we understand that this corrective process allows us to identify errors and defects. As you know, software development is never free of errors. Even though at Cobis we have a large and big commitment to delivering the highest quality of our products and services, we will continue to find small defects. That is why we evaluated in Scampi B, and they gave us level 2 valuation and CMMI. This was very important for us because it allows us to determine at the status that we found at that time, and it gave us the chance to prepare a plan and a work strategy so that we could at some point be able to get the level 5 certification. That is the maximum level that a company in software development can achieve in this development framework. In 2011, the creation of a process to do quality assurance in projects was launched with the main objective of understanding and making sure that all projects were following the same process and delivering quality each and single time, as well as obtaining a continuous improvement after each and every single project. Also to find areas of improvement and also areas that we are succeeding at to implement in other areas or other projects. We also executed training programs for project management obviously project management with the goal that they would become PMP certified. And that's exactly what we did once these project managers felt that they were ready. We got them certified in PMP by the PMI. So in 2011, we wanted to get the certification of our project managers as PMP certified through the PMI Institute. And so we trained each and every project manager, and when they were ready to get certified, we had them take the PMP certification, and that is awarded by the PMI Institute, so that all of them and every single one was up to speed. In 2012, a massive QA is executed throughout the board. All projects had a QA process that was designed to improve the degree of methodological adoption in the Process Unified Cobis, or PUC, or known as PUC. This allowed us to find areas of improvement in the projects and ways to improve and to solidify the methodology. We initially launched a pilot project, 2 in Colombia and 1 in Ecuador. And after that, we executed the QA projects throughout the board, in every single project that we were executing. In 2013, we saw the need to take the next step forward in the CMMI dev. And that's what we did. We established a project and the assessment of CMMI Level 3, and we begun the process of improvements that are included in this new certification. We established a partnership with a Colombian company named Seonti that specializes in CMMI Dev assessments and certifications. And with this company, we just developed a plan and a strategy so that we could achieve this certification as soon as possible. Together with Seonti, we had an internal audit carried out, and as soon as we could see and understand the breaches and the gaps that we had to cover to achieve this new certification, we developed a new plan to conquer and to succeed at achieving this certification. This was a good moment, and we took advantage of this internal audit to improve throughout the board all projects that had these deficiencies or these gaps that we would have to cover in the future to get new certifications. So we started improving day by day, and it was a good time. We took good advantage of this audit, and it was a great help for Cobis. It's also important to notice and to mention that in 2014, Cobis saw the need to make a step and a transformation towards Agile, the Agile process. In order to determine which framework was the correct one for Cobis, we did a benchmark across the industry and determined that SAFe was the most appropriate and could truly help transform the way Cobis operated. And the main reason was because Scaled Agile Framework was designed to help companies with over 200 employees to be able to scale their operations at a massive level. And starting from the Scrum teams, going up and making, organizational changes starting from within. In order to execute this transformation, we hired a SAFe consultant that was based in the United States, and with him, we established a plan and a strategy to execute, and we begun to transform day by day. And the first step was to train and to educate our employees in SAFe, and we started from individual management leadership, and then going down through teams and bigger groups, and we got up to 450 employees to be trained in SAFe. In 2015, the CMMI Dev Level 3 was executed with Scampi A, and Cobis obtained the CMMI Dev 1.3 Level 3 assessment. This was an important step for Cobis because it reaffirmed that the processes and the methodologies that we had been using in the past were solidified at a global standard. This was one step forward in the many steps that had to be taken to achieve the CMMI Dev Level 5. In 2016, we saw the need to take the Agile framework and bring it down or make it ours. And we did that with the PAC, or the Agile process of Cobis. And this was developed to give our engineers and project managers and leadership a concrete way to adopt Agile, right? And we did that with the project execution based on SAFe, Scrum, Kanban, and XP. This same year in 2016, the decision is made that the PMO office will be responsible for coordinating the business portfolio and to align strategy with execution. The PMO office took this new responsibility and executed through SAFe with the processes that this framework establishes through the bigger picture that are called epics. That same year in 2016, the company's leadership and senior management. A total of 25 people were certified and took the exam in SAFE. This was important to get the leadership on board and to support the implementation of SAFE throughout the organization and to promote the practices that the PMO office was implementing or not suggesting, but the PMO office was in charge of making sure that this would happen, and it was great to have this leadership on board and fully understanding the importance and relevance of this framework that we decided to use. To reiterate what I was saying before, I think it's important that I emphasize what SAFE, Scrum, and Kanban are. SAFE is a scaled agile framework, and it is a work framework that allows us to align strategy with execution through strategic initiatives called epics. And if you are not aware, an epic is an initiative that is presented to an approval committee, and if approved, has the single objective to add value to internal or external customers. That follows the agile principle of delivering continuous value to the client. Scrum is a process that promotes teamwork to obtain the best possible result. And finally, Kanban is the administration method for tasks and workflows, and it uses mainly in software development firms. The Kanban concept was born in the car manufacturing plants of Toyota. They're visual cards that allow the software development process to become visual and of greater ease to organize and prioritize. In 2017, we began the implementation of the CMMI Dev Level 5 project. The main goal of this project in 2017 was to identify the gaps that we had to close to get certified in Level 5. So that's what we did in 2017. Just to reiterate, in 2017, we were able to identify the points of improvements in our methodology that would allow us to comply with the CMMI Level 5 requirements, with the objective, if in the near future, to evaluate us in this framework that is very known worldwide, being one of the most prestigious evaluations. And, as I was saying before, since the beginning of the PMO office, we've always had a working plan or a big picture framework that we wanted to follow and that would eventually allow us to qualify for the Level 5 evaluation of CMMI. During the beginning of 2018, the Scampi A was executed and we were rated CMMI Dev Level 5. This has been a huge success for the company because it reaffirms the commitment of Cobis to deliver continuous quality to our clients. And we're very happy and proud. We're still enjoying the momentous good news, but it's a moment for us to reflect on all the processes and frameworks that we are using to continuously improve and to strive for better delivery, better customer service, better product, better everything. It's a moment of great reflection, and we're really excited to have this certification. Now we will review the structure of the PMO office, where it sits, and who it responds to. Our CEO is in Washington, D.C., and we have 3 vice presidencies that lead the different teams and structures within the organization. We have a vice president for Latin America that oversees professional services, business development, and marketing. There is also a vice president of engineering that is in charge of overseeing the implementation and operation, as well as the configuration management. Management is in charge of product operation, strategic projects, product government, and innovation and alliances. Then we have the architecture, that is basically the underlying structure of our software. And finally, the vice presidents of finance and administration, that oversees quality and processes, our financial controllers and accountings. Then we have finance and administration, legal, and HR. Within the quality and processes office sits the quality management and the project management office. The PMO office structure has a leader, Dolores Guerrero, that is in Ecuador, and then she oversees two different teams, one in Ecuador with 3 people and one in Colombia, Bogota, with 2 people. The PMO structure and the mandate of this office is to provide methodological support to projects in order to be successful, promoting continuous improvement and delivery of value to internal and external customers. The PMO supports projects in any way possible so that they are successful and that they conclude within the time and the agreed SLAs. We do this through a tool that we call Lecciones Aprendidas, that could be translated as lessons learned. And what we do is we catalog every single project and every single piece of information that comes from the client or from within the organization to establish a framework that will allow us to deliver continuous value in every single project. How does the PMO help these areas of development? Well, through processes that support the execution of projects, also through the periodic quality assurance to promote continuous improvement in each and single project. Also, with the methodological support to areas like pre-sales process, because in each single implementation there are multiple areas involved, and each area has its own framework and process that has to be executed. The PMO office supports that and gives guidance and tutelage to every single area so that they can continuously deliver quality in a manner that is repeatable. And finally, the PMO office helps these areas with the coordination of the business portfolio that aligns the strategy of the company with the execution of the initiatives. So within our scaled agile framework, we have epics, and each epic is a new business proposition that will add value either internally or externally. And the PMO office is in charge of making sure that these epics align with the strategy of the company. The PMO office gives support to 450 employees, to every single one that is across the Latin American continent. Basically everywhere that Cobis has a project, the PMO office will give support to make sure that the execution of the process is within the standards and practices of the company, to guarantee that quality of delivery that we aim to provide every single time. Now there are 97 Cobis implementation projects and 6 new products that are being developed. These are the projects that we currently have in production. Normally, this project fluctuation occurs when we finalize a project, when we close new business with a current or new client, or we start a new implementation, or if we see the need to develop new products to become more competitive in the marketplace. The structure of the PMO office, to complement the previous slide, is as follows. I'm going to go through the people and then where they work and their responsibility. So Dolores Guerrero, that is in charge of the PMO office, she resides in Ecuador, and her responsibilities are the administration, the monitoring, control, and planning of the Project Management Office to promote the best practices and leading methodological frameworks in the world, as well as maintaining the business portfolio of the company. Sandra Mora, that is also in Ecuador, has the following responsibilities: to raise, document, and promote the improvement of processes related to projects, to make quality assurance in projects, to generate project status reports and to promote organizational improvement, and finally, to support the business portfolio. Cristian Lopez, also in Ecuador, is in charge of managing the project server tool. This is the one that we mentioned before that basically is a hub of documentation and project feedback that allows us to continuously improve the way we execute projects. And functionalities such as risk management, information cubes, and to generate business intelligence reports for the project management. The last member of the team in Ecuador is Gonzalo Villares, that he is also in charge of managing the project server tool and functionalities such as risk management, information cubes, and to generate business intelligence reports for the project management office. So now we move to Colombia, to the city of Bogota, and Angie Moreno is in charge of raising, documenting, and promoting the improvement of processes related to projects. Also, to make quality assurance in projects. Also, to generate project status reports and to promote organizational improvement. Also, to support the business portfolio. And finally, to support the improvement and maintenance of CMMI Level 5, of which we are very proud to have achieved and we do not want to lose. And the last person of the PMO office that is located in Bogota, Colombia, is Yemi Bernal, and the responsibility of this person is to raise, document, and promote the improvement of processes related to projects, also to provide quantitative management, and to support the implementation of quantitative management throughout the organization and CMMI Level 5. In summary, we have two teams, one in Ecuador and one in Colombia, Bogota. And these two teams elaborate the work in a collaborative manner with the objective of supporting all the projects in the organization and to ensure continuous improvement of the processes and tools that support the work of the project managers and project directors across all the countries in which Cobis has active projects or implementations. The mission of the PMO office is to promote the success of the projects that are executed in the organization, supporting them with continuous training, quality assurance, and methodologies that allow us to deliver quality and value to our clients through the use of best practices in project management and frameworks recognized for their results worldwide. The objectives of the Project Management Office are multiple. The first one is regarding projects. And these objectives are as follows: to support the monitoring and control of projects so that they meet their objectives, to provide a centralized administration of projects, to provide training in methodologies, to eliminate bad practices existing in projects, to facilitate the gradual rollout of the agile transformation in the projects or the organization, and to support the management of the change towards agility. Finally, the last objective in the projects is to support in topics related to the agile method in order to support the continuous improvement and adoption of the method. The objectives in the performance management and tools are four. First, to define and safeguard processes of the life cycle of the product, project management, and institution. Second, to ensure the maintenance of international quality certifications. such as ISO, PMP, CMMI, SAFE, and ITIL, and to promote continuous improvement. Third, to support the establishment and collection of project metrics and areas of the company. And finally, the last objective is to reduce waste in processes. As a summary of the PMO objectives, the PMO office focuses on giving support to the organizational projects to ensure their success. Also, the office wants to ensure that the process contains the best practices of the world, promoting the continuous improvement and assuring that such projects are executed correctly. Another one of the objectives is to find areas for improvement, to facilitate the use of tools related to the project management. And at Cobis, we use Microsoft Project Server that contains all the related documents for each and every project that becomes the intelligence of the company. Also, another objective is to provide value-winning indicators like SPI for calendar efficiency and CPI for cost efficiency that allow the timely decision-making process to be easier and more efficient. Also, the office wants to give support to the business portfolio of the company. The objectives of the PMO office in quality assurance, internal audits, are 4. Number 1, to track the proper use of defined processes in order to ensure compliance and find opportunities for improvement. The process can be established, but if the process isn't followed, then it's useless. So we encourage that the processes are used, and we conduct continuous internal auditing to make sure that if there is any room for improvement, we suggest and execute. The second objective, we provide feedback to the project managers and executives within each project, and we share with them reports with opportunities for improvement and success stories so that they can incorporate them in their current and next projects. Number 3, we are the entry point for the continuous improvement of processes and projects. Being the entry point of continuous improvement, we collaborate with other project leaders, consultants, and experts to determine the best way to implement these areas of improvement in our future projects. And the last objective of quality assurance is that we monitor the improvement plans, because there are continuous bugs and errors and ways to improve. So this is a continuous cycle that we're monitoring and providing valuable feedback. Moving on to the objectives in performance management and tools, there are 4 objectives. The first one is to facilitate the mechanisms that allow us to measure everything we do. This is very in alignment with CMMI Dev Level 5 that establishes frameworks and patterns that we must follow. And moving on to number 2, is that we ensure that these improvement actions are taken as a result of the measurements made. We want a continuous feedback loop that is actually working. So not only suggesting, but also implementing. The third objective is to manage and to administrate the project management tool in order to facilitate a centralized administration of projects. This is essential in the correct management of information, because every single project provides valuable insight, and we can help the project leaders to understand their areas of improvement and the next steps to change their process for the next project that could end up delivering a higher quality product and better value for our clients. The final objective of the performance management and tools is to support the definition and maintainability of the tool of the development lifecycle, to guarantee the execution of the processes and to obtain adequate information of metrics and reports. Like Cobis is a company that is very oriented to the development of software. All the information of each product lifecycle is stored in a Microsoft server, and allows us to revisit this information every single time there's a new implementation of the same product. The final objective of the PMO office is the business portfolio, and the business portfolio has 4 objectives. The first is to support the dissemination of strategic organizational objectives towards all levels of the company, to align them with the particular objectives of each area, work team, and person. The second is to coordinate and manage the business portfolio that aligns the strategy with the execution. The third objective is to promote the business portfolio committee meetings, which are made up of the executives or the organization. And the fourth and final objective is to manage the Kanban board business portfolio where the strategic initiatives are. And that is the image that you can see there. That is our agile room, and every single epic has a process, if it's in progress, if it's approved, if it's being reviewed, and yeah, it's quite a sight. The results of the PMO office are visible and are the following. We have repeatable processes that allow us to be independent of people. This means that, for example, if a new person joins the company, because we document and have processes established, this person could execute their role without an extensive human capital investment in the training process. Our second visible result, is that we learn from our mistakes and continuously improve using retrospectives and lessons learned. In the retrospective area, we evaluate what we should stop doing, what we should continue doing, and what we should improve. Also, in the lessons learned section, we generate a knowledge base that other projects can use to their benefit when implementing other projects. The third visible result is that there is an improvement in the quality of our products and services, which generates greater efficiency in the company and ultimately delivers better value to the clients, which in result are satisfied. The fourth visible result is that there's a continuous evaluation of the processes. We adjust them according to the needs of the projects and are always looking for efficiency in the processes. As we said before, we continuously do retrospectives and we continuously search for areas of improvement. And finally, the fifth and last visible result is that we have the centralized management of projects, protecting the assets of the organization. And we do this with the project management server tool that basically is kind of the documentation backbone of the company that is accessible to all employees for their benefit and knowledge. The best practices that we use in the PMO office are international best practices, and we believe that these are the best ones, and these are the ones that we've chosen specifically to attain. In quality management, ISO, we are ISO 9001 since 2008, and we are currently certified in ISO 9001 2015. And we are working on achieving the 27001 2013 certification. More than 10 of our project managers are certified PMP. This is a huge achievement for the company because they had to work hard to get certified, and not only them, but also external project managers that come in. We make sure that they're PMP certified, and this guarantees the quality of the work that we deliver in every single project. We use Cobis practices in quality assurance processes that guarantees the quality of what we do. 57 of our service managers and team leaders are ITIL certified, and this guarantees the quality of our delivery to the clients, and they feel better knowing that our service managers are ITIL certified. Our executive and leader teams are certified with SAFE, and this is important because it transmits the message that This is coming from top to bottom, that we are internalizing the scaled agile framework from within, and leadership truly believes this, and this is a clear message to every single one of our clients. In CMMI, we are level 3 since 2015, and we are currently certified CMMI Dev Level 5, which was a huge success, and we're very, very, very proud. What are the results of our PMO office in the last 12 months? Well, let me share them with you. So, the execution of retrospectives to improve the adoption of SAFe and agility with focus groups in Ecuador, Colombia, and Panama. These focus groups allowed us to take improvement actions at the process level and greater empowerment of the roles. Also, we have simplified processes to do quality assurance, to read projects and find opportunities of improvement. The same initiatives that pass through the approval committee, and what happens is that the committee gives a go-ahead with a dedicated budget, and then the project can begin. Also, the alignment of the execution of initiatives and projects with the organizational strategy. The integration of PMO and quality management offices in the same area, under the same umbrella, and under the same leadership, Dolores Guerrero. This integration covers all projects of the organization, inclusive the PMO office projects. We've had greater integration with the integrated management system. Also, there is a greater culture of agility and lean in the organization. As well, we created continuous improvement processes so that the company's personnel can enter their suggestions for improvement and be attended in a timely manner. We have impacted approximately 450 people with processes that are clear, optimal, and repeatable, achieving greater productivity and scale. And finally, we've said this more than once today, but I think it's important to reiterate, we achieved CMMI Dev Level 5 rating in February. We're very excited, very proud, and we're becoming a more reliable company, guided by the best standards in the industry. So, whoop whoop. What are the next steps in our PMO office here at Cobis? Well, we have seven things that we're going to implement in the next upcoming months. And number one is that we're going to perform 2 cycles of QA in the 32 main projects currently in implementation and development. Also, we're going to disseminate changes made by the processes by CMMI Level 5 throughout the organization. 3, we're going to support the quality management team in the implementation of ISO 27001:2013. This is the one that I mentioned before that we are aiming to achieve soon. Number 4, we are going to strengthen project management with practices of Agile and Lean. 5, we're going to implement quantitative management throughout the organization. 6, we're going to support change management and the mindset of people in the transformation towards agilism. And 7, we're going to promote the execution of retrospectives to follow daily improvements. The retrospective process is one of the most important ones, and the term comes from the Japanese culture, and they call retrospectives hidoku. This means to learn from your mistakes, to stop, analyze, correct, and continue. This is something that we've implemented in the past and will continue to implement in the future across the entire organization with the objective of promoting continuous improvement at all levels. As a summary of our next steps, we want to emphasize that we're very excited about the continuous administration of projects in the organization, adopting the best practices of the software industry. We have many challenges in the future, but with the continuous monitoring and control of our plans and processes, as well as the support of our leadership, we are confident that we can achieve and surpass our objectives. In this slide, you can find the contact information for Dolores Guerrero. That is the head of the Quality and Process Manager. You have her email, her international phone number, and Dolores would be very pleased to receive any query or question regarding the presentation, or any topic that might not be covered and you would like to know more about the PMO office. Additionally, we would like to thank Edgar Alvarez, Americo Pinto, and Ana Costa for the coordination and their disposition to resolve questions that we had during the process. Thank you again. And for us, it is an honor to represent Ecuador in this nomination, and it is a great pleasure to work with you, and thank you again. I hope you enjoyed this presentation. Good afternoon.